Eren Jaeger is the main protagonist of the series. He is the only child of Grisha and Carla Jaeger. In turn, he is the younger half-brother of Zeke Jaeger, the adoptive brother of Mikasa Ackerman and a shifting titan, being the last wielder of the Attack Titan, the Founding Titan and the Warhammer Titan. Eren is a native of the Shiganshina district, a city located outside of Wall Maria. Together with his adoptive sister Mikasa and his best friend Armin Arlert, they decide to enter the military. After having witnessed the annihilation of his people and the death of his mother at the hands of the Titans, he has a personal vendetta against the Titans, his goal being the elimination of each and every one of them because they killed his mother. After having found the secrets hidden in his father's basement, Eren learned of the origin of the Titans and the true history of the world, thus discovering that his true enemy is actually men. Since then, Eren took on the goal of eliminating the threat to finally find freedom. Since he was a child, Eren has always been a determined person, with strong ideals and a great sense of justice. Since his childhood he hated living enclosed by the walls and instead, he defended the idea of joining the Exploration Corps to explore the entire world outside of them. This dream was thanks to his best childhood friend Armin, who showed him a research book on natural phenomena in the outside world. Eren greatly admired the recruits and considered them heroes for their great deeds even if they did not emerge successful from their expeditions. Eren's ideas led him to an argument with his mother and being disapproved by Mikasa, but his father supported him in his dream. Eren is also very curious and had the expectation of one day knowing the mysteries inside his father's basement. In attitude, being passionate and impulsive resulted in a person capable of doing what he wants regardless of what others think of him. His great determination led him to defend his loved ones like Mikasa by defending her from some thieves and his best friend Armin from the local bullies in the town. At times he seemed to be a bit rough and not as gentle as Armin was, even resulting in being a somewhat indifferent person. However, overall Eren was a happy child who quite appreciated his daily life with his nuclear family and his friend Armin. After witnessing the terrible death of his mother, this fueled Eren's revenge and desire to kill all the Titans in the world who were the root of his tragedy and unhappiness. Eren lamented the fact that the last conversation he had with his mother was a fight with her. In his early adolescence he joined the militia with great effort in order to achieve his goal. Eren maintained camaraderie with the other recruits and stood out for his strong dedication to the expeditions, although he never became a leader like Reiner Braun, another of the recruits with whom he got along well. The fact that he suffered a Titan invasion that destroyed his entire home made him get along better with Reiner and Bertold Hoover. Despite being stubborn, Eren was capable of listening to ideologies other than his own, as happened when he met Annie Leonhardt. This made him reflect on the real values to consider in training. Eren was also willing to work with others, often asking his other recruits for help or advice. In addition, for a certain time he received technical training from Annie. Eren highly valued the lives of his companions and was willing to avenge their deaths even if they were companions he did not know, as well as was the case with Thomas Wagner. He also highly values the fact that people have well-defined ideals, such as Armin's dream of knowing the outside world and Annie Leonhardt's sincerity about her own priorities. With the power he has, Eren carries a great weight on his shoulders as humanity's only hope. Eren has internal doubts when facing traitor companions after having trusted them for years. He eventually tries his best to deal with it and benefit humanity. One of Eren's most notable traits as a recruit was his determined mentality, not allowing the Titans to make him back down from fulfilling his dream. Several recruits thought that Eren was weird and even suicidal because of his desire to face the Titans, but some others were struck by his way of being, including Jean Kirstein and Annie Leonhardt. Given the circumstances he faced against Rod Reiss and discovering his father Grisha's actions in the past, Eren developed a strong disillusionment with his own life. Being a person with a strong sense of justice, Eren was willing to be killed by Historia Reiss so that he could avenge his sister Frida, who was horribly murdered by Grisha in the past. Eren even cried over her death and declared himself as a person who only deserves to die so that another can take his place. However, thanks to his companions, this thought was temporarily fading now that he would participate in other more decisive missions. The relationship with his colleagues has allowed him to give rise to reason. That is why he can perform his duty with sufficient confidence and conviction in the face of a threat. Eren has agreed that he acted foolishly by believing that the power he was given was what made him strong, going so far as to state that that is what a weak person would say. Deep down Eren had doubts about whether his decisions were the right ones, but after hearing Commander Levi's words about, "There really isn't any right one," Eren understood that he couldn't blame himself or others for events he can't control. This being his message of support to a confused Armin who doubted himself. However, he struggles with this thought as he feels guilty about other unjustifiable and inhumane events, such as the cruel murder of Faye Jaeger by the military in her early childhood. Once Eren assimilates his father's memories, he shows obvious guilt for his actions, even crying and lamenting the death of Dina Jaeger, Grisha's former wife. A year later, a dull and depressed Eren is shown even when he had already fulfilled his dream of knowing the outside world and the sea. The 4 years after the discovery of Marley's lie caused a profound change in his personality. Eren has become a cold and calculating being who has little empathy for transforming into a Titan and causing great destruction with the loss of innocent lives. Medium, although he is fully aware that this is a necessary evil to restore Eldia to its lost glory. Much of his current being and the actions he takes are derived from the memories of those who came before him as the bearers of the Founding Titan and the Attack Titan. Despite his stoicism, Eren has a breaking point, which is reached after the death of Sasha Blaus. He has also stopped feeling anger towards those who attacked his home in 845, as he mentioned to Reiner Braun in their meeting 4 years after their last confrontation in the Shiganshina district, saying that he no longer hates them and even goes so far as to understand the reason for his actions, considering himself equal to him. He has also become relentless and ruthless, constantly using violence to achieve results. He has also been seen as very manipulative and does not hesitate to deceive others to use them to achieve his goals, such as when he approached Falco Grice and quickly gained his trust and then asked him to send letters to his allies. Furthermore, derived from possessing the power of the Founding Titan, Eren no longer feels afraid of anyone. He no longer feels threatened and is indifferent to any method they use to stop him, because he knows that his power cannot be stopped. When Peak pointed a gun at him, threatening him to let Gabi go, he seemed calm since he knew that they can't kill him because he has the power of the Founder. Eren has a special fixation on freedom, valuing it above everything and everyone, to the point of becoming obsessed with it. He has declared that the type of person he hates the most is one who has no courage or freedom and who complies with any order like a slave. This is why he did not stop his friends from going against him and confronting him, nor did he get upset with them for opposing him, because they freely chose to take that path. At first, Eren doesn't seem to be very skilled with the three-dimensional maneuver equipment. No matter how hard he tried to keep his balance, he always ended up falling headlong to the ground, which generated ridicule from his classmates. Although Eren asked for help, the only advice his teammates gave him was that he had to clear his head and concentrate. In his final attempt, Eren managed to stay upright for a short period of time before falling again. It was then that instructor Keith Shotties asked Thomas Wagner to exchange his equipment with Eren's and asked him to try one more time. This time Eren was able to balance perfectly and with great ease. The instructor told Eren that his equipment was damaged and that it was a miracle that he managed to stay balanced for even a moment, proving that Eren did possess skill. This was enough to keep Eren motivated to continue improving, thus managing to graduate in 5th position in his class. Eren was skilled enough with EDM 3D to confront the Colossal Titan until it disappeared, showing great speed of movement. However, Eren's skill was not enough to avoid being seriously injured during the Battle of Trost, leading to the belief that he had died. Even so, he was able to eliminate a Titan shortly after joining the Survey Corps. Initially, Eren's only notable trait was his natural physical strength, which increased over the years. After joining Cycle Recruit Troop No. 104, Eren began hard training in hand-to-hand combat. He managed to learn numerous moves training with Reiner, although it was later Annie who taught him her fighting style, thus increasing his skill and ability. The various techniques taught by Annie and those learned during his military training have made Eren a skilled fighter, who is able to defeat other human opponents with ease. Although hand-to-hand combat is seemingly useless against Titans due to their enormous size, it is useful when Eren transforms into a Titan, as he can use his abilities against them and gain a solid advantage in combat. Titan State. Eren in this stage is a Titan that is 15 meters tall, with shoulder-length black hair, pointed ears, and a huge mouth. Due to his intelligence, Eren is able to defeat common Titans easily. Although at first, he has little control over his actions as he acts unconsciously, although he eventually appears to have gained control over his Titan status. His Titan form, along with his growing experience and hand-to-hand combat skills, allowed him to kill over 20 Titans in his first transformation and subsequently fight the Armored Titan. In order to transform, Eren needs to take physical damage in addition to having a clear objective in mind to be able to perform the transformation. Eren can also partially transform. Eren developed the ability to harden and/or crystallize his entire body after ingesting a serum with "Armored" written on it. This power allowed him to prevent the collapse of the roof under Rod Rice's chapel, and even served to cover the gap in the Maria wall. He can also harden parts of his body such as his fists. This can be seen in his fight with the Armored Titan in Shiganshina. Being the possessor of the Attack Titan, Eren is able to see his own memories coming from the future, which until now has only happened after kissing Historia Rice's hand after the recovery of the Shiganshina district. Founding Titan. In Eren's hands is the power of the Founding Titan, which he inherited from his father after devouring him. The first time he used it was when he unconsciously sent a horde of Titans to attack the Titan that devoured his mother and, at that time, Hannes. 4 years later, Eren managed to take control of the Founding Titan after making contact with the soul of Ymir Fritz in the dimension of the roads, which allowed him to carry out the rumbling after freeing the Colossal Titans from the walls. Warhammer Titan. Eren acquired this power after devouring its previous owner, so his hardening abilities must have been increased.